The presidential election of the United States of America has now ended, with Democrat Joe Biden announced as the 46th president, defeating incumbent President Donald Trump. Different sectors of the world economy have been reacting to the process of the election as well as the outcome of the controversial polls. Investors are leaning towards assets such as emerging markets or European bank stocks as potential beneficiaries of a Democrat win, while turning cautious on markets such as Russia, which might be hurt by the change. A stimulus-fueled U.S. growth pickup accompanied by a corporate tax hike, both expected under Biden, could push capital out of the S&P 500 into other markets, especially if a coronavirus vaccine becomes available early next year. With the elections now concluded, let's assess business relations with local and foreign partners post-election with a Democrat as the president. I had a discussion earlier with Dr. Chijioke Ikechukwu, who is the former Director General of Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We started the discussion with the present state of the American economy, and I asked about what he thinks will change with Joe Biden as president. Take a listen.
American economy has witnessed some fluctuations in growth. Towards the election, it looked like they were beginning to have some positive indices. And actually, it was supposed to be a selling point for, for Trump. But of course, with Joe Biden coming in, the first thing he has to do is to change and improve on the relationship with other countries, because you could see that before now, relationship with many other countries that were allies to U.S. Became sour. And so what he's going to do right now is to improve on the relationship and reconcile, and of course ensure that all the various countries that have not been comfortable and happy with America, he's going to reconcile with them and have a good relationship internationally. That is actually the first assignment he has to do. And I'm sure that is why many countries are going to be happy that somebody who is going to understand them, who is going to meet agreements with international community is coming in. So that is just what he's going to do first. First of all, reconciling within America, too many groups are aggrieved, too many groups are disgruntled. A lot of policies, whether immigration policies, labor policies, and many other policies will need to be amended again, because there are many aggrieved parties within the country. And so if he does that and he amends the relationship of America with other countries, I am sure things are going to begin happening from there. Otherwise, from his antecedents, we expect that he already prepared for the position he's coming to take over, and he's indeed looking like he's prepared to turn around the affairs of America. No country can exist in isolation. They need other countries to do international trade, to do trade transfers and trade relationships and businesses actually across the borders. And so because countries cannot exist on their own, it is necessary that all the trade relationships, all the trade agreements that we have actually entered into, we must take advantage of them. We belong to a World Trade Organization. We used to be GATT, which was a general agreement for tariff and trade. You know, what these groups actually do is just to organize and make trade across borders to be seamless. And so, but for us to really benefit from such trade organizations, we need to be seen to be producing things that are unique to us and exporting them to all these countries, so that we just will not continue to be receiving imports from different countries. Once we identify what we are endowed with, say the solid minerals, And we take solid minerals so seriously, and we know many other countries need our solid minerals. We know we have competitive advantage in solid minerals more than many other countries. That is actually how to benefit from trade organizations and trade missions. We need to also ensure that we have B2B meetings and B2B organizations having to deal with economic attaches of various countries that have their embassies in Nigeria. They are in Nigeria to actually grow and develop trade relationships and build and grow business between Nigeria and their countries. And so we need to take advantage of the existence of economic attaches in various embassies. And of course, if we have our manufacturers who are ready to do export, we need to go there to their various embassies to make inquiries so that we organize such gatherings and such meetings consistently. And with that, various countries are going to know what we are producing and what we can actually export to them. Most of the things that are bought by America and other countries are actually things coming from here. And because we don't produce them to the extent of making them export ready, we don't benefit so much from the volume of what we're supposed to be exporting. So we need to ensure that we identify what we have competitive advantage over in order for us to get enough foreign currency, enough foreign exchange for what we know how to do.
I followed up with the fact that real work needs to be done to address challenges Americans face at this time. We know of unemployment and all of it. Dr. Ikechukwu bared his mind on this on his final take.
What we need to do is to identify most of those things that America will be needing from Africa. Do we have these? For example, most of the chocolate companies exist in Africa, in America. We produce cocoa, and cocoa is a raw material and a cash crop for making chocolate. And so once we identify such product, we identify some other ones like cotton, like sesame seed, and many other cash crops that we have. We need to take, we need to really take decision to decide to say this product, that product, that product. We need to grow them from one percentage to another percentage to another percentage to a country like America. Because first of all, America is a very large market. And once America starts importing your products, that is enough to even sustain what we are doing in this country. Many times and every year we talk about the problem of Nigeria being not having enough revenue base. Once we identify what America will be needing, there are many products and many crops that are going to be needing as raw materials for whatever they do. We can actually concentrate on those areas and decide that we're going to increase our capacity from, say, 1,000 tons to 1 million tons per day, per week, or per month. So we need to have an aggressive way of growing our cash crops in order for us to prepare them to be acceptable to the U.S. market. That way, we'll be having a basket of things exported to U.S. instead of just crude oil. Because you and I know what is going on in the crude oil market. Very volatile, and the price cannot be determined by us, and even the demand and supply cannot be determined by us. So we need to have some other products that can actually sustain us when the crude oil is not doing well in the market. China and US are two largest economies of the world. They say when elephants fight, the grass will always suffer. When there was a price war between China and America, it affected the whole world, and it affected Nigeria, and affected prices of goods and services in Nigeria. So I expect that with the new American president coming in on board, that relationship is going to be mended, and when it happens, excuse me, when it happens, we expect that we should be able to benefit. The way to benefit is just for us to have two large markets showing interest in our various products. So what it means is that it will enable us to increase and adjust our prices. For example, assuming the largest importers of our oil, America and China, And we see that the two of them are having interest in our oil. Of course, you know what it means? We can actually determine what price to sell to them. And of course, it also applies to some other cash crops, like I mentioned. When you have such countries showing interest in your product, of course, if you have limited supply to give them, they are ready to price higher in order for you to sell. So we have very great business opportunities existing out there. It's just for us to have frantic and concentrated efforts to be able to target certain markets and target certain products we are going to be exporting. Actually, the potentials are so huge, just that we have not had a frantic effort. We have not made any frantic effort to position our products for the international market. But so far, I think I can tell you there are improvements from what we used to have. Our trade balance is gradually improving with other countries, and we can actually improve on it if we concentrate. And the way to make it better is not to rely on government only. The private sector is a place to concentrate on to grow the international market.
You've heard it from Dr. Chijioke Ikechukwu there. He's the former DG of ACCI, that's Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, talking on expectations, what we expect from Joe Biden. A lot is expected from America and even relations with other countries.